Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Ethan Cole, a general health specialist based in Oregon and former director of geriatric wellness at Johns Hopkins Bayview Medical Center. Over the past 2 decades, I've had the honor of walking alongside thousands of patients, especially those over the age of 50, on their journey to reclaim energy, clarity, and a sense of balance in life. Today, I want to start this video with a very simple question, but one that often stirs something deep inside. When was the last time you woke up feeling truly well-rested, clear-headed, and energized? Maybe you're thinking, I get 8 hours of sleep every night, isn't that enough? And yet, you wake up tired. Your head feels heavy. Your body lags behind your mind. You're not alone. Many of my patients tell me the same thing. Doctor, I sleep enough, but I never feel refreshed. What's wrong with me? And I often respond with this. It's not about how much you sleep. It's about how you sleep. This isn't a scare tactic. It's one of the most overlooked truths I've learned from working with older adults. Sleep isn't just rest. It's a system, a cycle, a deeply intelligent process that either rebuilds your body or quietly wears it down. In today's video, I want to help you understand that system. Especially if you're in the stage of life when the body whispers more often than it used to. And those whispers? They're asking you to slow down, take care, and begin again. This time, with sleep on your side. So, what's really happening inside you when you sleep? And why does that matter for things like blood pressure, memory, or even emotional stability? Let me tell you a story. Let's sit together, like old friends over afternoon tea, and take a gentle, honest look at the power of sleep. I want you to imagine something. Think of your sleep not as an on-off switch, but as a nighttime journey, a quiet passage where your body and brain are working behind the scenes, performing thousands of tiny acts of healing and rebalancing. This journey unfolds in cycles, each one about 90 minutes long. In a full night of sleep, you'll move through 4 to 6 of these cycles. And each one has its own unique rhythm, like movements in a beautiful symphony. The first phase is light sleep. You're just drifting away from the world. Then comes a deeper stage. Your body cools down, heart rate slows, muscles relax. You're not just knocked out. You're being gently lowered into healing. And then you reach deep sleep, a stage I often call the body's repair workshop. This is where the magic happens. Cells regenerate, immune defenses strengthen, growth hormones are released, and yes, your heart rate and blood pressure naturally drop. Finally, we enter REM sleep, rapid eye movement. This is the dream state. But it's not just about fantasy. It's when your brain sorts memories, processes emotions, and does some of its most creative thinking. In fact, REM sleep is critical for maintaining mental clarity and emotional balance, something many people over 60 worry about as the years go on. But here's the key. If you're woken up in the middle of a cycle, especially during deep sleep or REM, you may have technically slept 8 hours, but you'll still feel foggy, irritable, even anxious. One of my patients, 67-year-old Helen, once told me, I thought I had circulation problems because I kept waking up dizzy, but it turned out I was setting my alarm during the wrong stage of sleep. That's why understanding the sleep cycle matters. When you sleep at the right time and wake at the right point, your body thanks you with energy, balance, and focus. I once had a patient named Walter, 72 years old, a retired structural engineer. He ate well, walked every morning, rarely got sick. But he came to me with a quiet concern. Every morning, his blood pressure spiked, and he felt jittery, even after a full night's rest. I sleep 8 hours, Doc, from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., he said. But as we talked, I learned the truth. He woke up 2-3 times a night and never truly felt rested in the morning. His sleep was fragmented, shallow. Many people don't realize this, but sleep and blood pressure are intimately connected. When you sleep deeply, especially during the right phases of the cycle, your blood pressure naturally lowers. It's your heart's time to rest. Your arteries relax. Your entire cardiovascular system takes a breath. But when sleep is short, broken, or misaligned with your body's rhythm, the nervous system goes into overdrive, almost like it's stuck in a constant alert state. And guess what follows? Higher blood pressure, more strain on the heart, a risk that builds quietly over time. Studies published by the American Heart Association show that people who sleep fewer than 6 hours a night are up to 30% more likely to develop chronic hypertension, especially as they age. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you because you have more control than you think. Sometimes, managing blood pressure isn't just about salt or pills. It's about teaching your body how to sleep well again. Because when your sleep improves, your blood pressure often follows. And that's the kind of healing no medication can replicate. Now, when I say peak performance, I know what some of you might be thinking. Doctor, I'm not trying to win marathons anymore. I just want to get through my day feeling okay. And I hear you. But performance doesn't have to mean achievement. Sometimes it just means having enough energy to walk your dog without fatigue, to focus on a conversation, to wake up without joint pain or mental fog. That, to me, is true wellness. And guess what unlocks all of that? Consistent, high-quality sleep. One of the first things I encourage is consistency. Not just how long you sleep, but when you sleep. Your body runs on a biological clock, what scientists call the circadian rhythm. And one of the best ways to honor that clock? Go to bed before midnight. Ideally around 10 p.m. That's the golden window when your body naturally releases melatonin, your sleep hormone. Miss it, and your sleep becomes lighter, less healing. Margaret, a 69-year-old patient, used to fall asleep at 1 or 2 a.m. But after shifting to 10 p.m. for 2 weeks, she told me, I didn't realize just changing the time I slept would make such a difference. I woke up clear-headed, not groggy. Another small but powerful factor is your sleep environment. Is your room dark, quiet, cool? Do you have electronics near your bed? Even tiny lights or subtle sounds can disturb deep sleep without you realizing it. Finally, develop a ritual. Wind down with intention. Read a few pages. Sip herbal tea. Listen to calming music. Or just sit in silence and breathe. These acts aren't just habits. They're invitations to your brain. Invitations to rest, to release, to trust that you are safe now. Because sleep, at its heart, isn't just about recharging. It's about reconnecting with yourself. There's something I often tell my patients, whether they're retired musicians, widowed grandmothers, or veterans of tough jobs and tougher lives. You still have ideas to give, stories to tell, things to build. But first, you need rest. We often think sleep is downtime, but it's not. Especially during REM cycles, your brain is busy. It's filing memories, mending emotions, sparking new ideas. One of my patients, Raymond, a retired art teacher, lost all creative drive after retirement. He couldn't paint, couldn't focus. He thought it was just aging. But after working on his sleep, better bedtime, better lighting, calmer evenings, something shifted. He came back to my office weeks later with a canvas and said, I dreamed this scene, and I painted it. You see, creativity isn't age-bound. It's sleep-bound. Even things like memory, decision-making, and emotional resilience, they all trace back to how well you sleep. And it's not just theory. Lack of sleep shrinks the hippocampus, your brain's memory center. But deep, consistent sleep, it helps protect it. So if you've been misplacing keys, forgetting birthdays, losing your spark, don't just blame your age. Ask yourself, how well did I sleep last night? Because maybe the version of you've been missing is just one good night's rest away. If you've made it this far, I want to take a moment to thank you, not just for watching, but for caring about yourself. I understand. In this stage of life, after caring for others for so long, it's easy to forget yourself. You may think, I'm too old for change, or sleep issues? I've lived with them for years. But let me say this clearly. You are never too old to heal. You deserve to sleep well, to feel clear, to live this chapter of life with comfort, grace, and strength. Sleep isn't extra. It's foundational. It's when your blood pressure softens, when your heart whispers, "Thank you," when your brain files away the day and makes room for tomorrow. When you sleep well, you don't just rest, you rebuild. If this video gave you a spark of hope or a gentle reminder, then I'm grateful. Please share it with someone who might need it too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and visit Health Bloom Path each week. I'm not just here to teach, I'm here to walk alongside you. Because happiness, it's not in chasing more, it's in waking up rested with a calm heart. Thank you. Wishing you peace tonight and a healthier tomorrow.